the first time I met Murray, the first time I met B.D., the first time I met the Stones, and so it's like being the blues player, that's the way my life is.
The blues, which for me is a never-ending source of inspiration.
I pretty much owe everything I am today. I feel I owe that to John Mayall. He kept me in the band when I was just really out of control on, alcohol and drugs, and he believed in me. And he gave me a lot of room to grow musically, and I got to watch him, be a band leader and how he did that. And he was also clean and sober, and I got to have long talks with him about that and about what music and what life could be if I could kind of break myself free of that whole, merry-go-round I was on. And so then when I sort of got the courage to have my own band, I had this great experience of watching him be a band leader and watching him get on stage every night and very subtly draw the best out of his players. That's really his great strength as a band leader. Finding the right players and getting that chemistry going. And then just very subtly and kind of low-key, he has this way of getting everybody to play their best. And so when I decided to leave him and go solo, I really imitate him a lot in the way I lead my band.
I came home last night, and my baby, she was doing me wrong. With another man. Yeah, my baby, she was doing me wrong.
You'd hear a group like the Animals do Boom Boom, and you'd see it was written by a guy named John Lee Hooker, so it would cause you to seek out the John Lee Hooker record, And groups like The Cream would do a lot of Howlin' Wolf songs, and and you'd read interviews with these guys, and you'd read about the real American blues musicians, but that's really where I learned about them, was from the English players of the mid to late 60s. There seems to be a long line of musicians in this genre who have had to go to Europe first. Jimi Hendrix probably being the most famous of them. He was just basically an unknown sideman playing in New York, and he went to England, and there you go. Sometimes you don't see what's in your own backyard, and like in the Bible, the prophet is always shunned in his own hometown, Not that I'm a prophet or any of these musicians are prophets. I'm trying to find an analogy here. But there's so much of that music in this country that it's, by a lot of people, it's taken for granted. And if you go to Europe, I find, and you play well and you play from your heart, the people are open to it. And they're not so influenced by MTV and what's the latest trend, and who is the media telling us we should like this week. Over here there's a lot of that.
can hear the train. And I know my baby got to go. But I believe she's leaving me. I know she won't be coming back no more.
To me, I think of myself as a blues musician. John Lee Hooker thought I was a blues guitarist, so he put me in his band. And if he thinks I'm playing the blues, I don't know if I should listen to him or some critic. To me, I'll listen to John Lee Hooker. I think he knows more about blues than most critics. And but when I set about to have my own band and write my own music, I thought it might be good to try and expand some boundaries and to try and go beyond categories and go beyond stereotypes. And to me, a lot of blues that I hear these days bores me, and that I find a lot of musicians, instead of playing from their heart and trying to come up with their own approach and their own voice in the blues, they become little more than mimics. They get up on stage and try to sound exactly like Muddy Waters sounded in 1955. And when Muddy did that in 55, it was new. It was great. He was setting his own rules then. He was establishing his own boundaries. If art doesn't keep growing and changing, it's going to die. And so the purists can hate me, and if they do, that's good. I think I'm doing what I set out to do, which is expand it, move it, try to find something new in it.